All right, we should be live. Let's make sure everything is working. And it is. Let me get the other chair. Is the music playing? Nope. Okay, to make sure that the music is playing. Nice. Now it works. Perfect. Yeah, it does. Sweet. All right, fellas. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another live stream. Let's get the PGU NU Gundam all finished off. I've done pretty much all of the water decals that I wanted to attach to this kit. And now we need to get them cleaned up. They had an overnight to dry out. And as per usual, there's a bunch of residue left after the water decals. Especially when you use Mark Setter, it leaves quite a bit of residue. And it's pretty obvious, especially when you look at the kit up close. So the final step before assembling the kit is going to be cleaning off that Mark Setter residue, because it doesn't evaporate. Like some of it does, but quite a few watermarks are actually staying even after you let them dry overnight. So the goal for the day is to clean up all of the parts. Usually it's a pretty quick process. You use a little bit of Mr. Mark Softer, because it's a really thinned out thinner, and just regular water. I have it here in a shot glass. So a little bit of a quick cleanup for the parts, then assembly, and then the kit is ready to be reviewed. So let's begin with the shield. Hello, welcome to the stream. Don't hesitate to say hello in the chat. If you got any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. The goal for today is to clean up the water decal residue from the Mr. Mark Setter and to assemble the kit. Everything else is done. It's been aligned, it's decaled, it's detailed. I updated the LED wiring a little bit, just tidied it up a notch. So it all should be ready for action. Hello. How's it going? IR Thumbs. Do you mind if I call you Thumbs? Nice, dude. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're having a really good day. Hopefully you had a good week. Having a good restful weekend. It's been quite a busy week for me. I cannot wait to be done with it, to be honest with you. least today I get a chance to sit down, chat with you boys on a stream, relax, not have to think about work or whatever. It's always the highlight of my week as of late. You looking forward to getting PGU NU? Hell yeah, dude, hell yeah. When do you think it's gonna be shipping out to you, my man? Did they give you any timelines? Or is it like up in the air whenever the next batch arrives or something? Man, I used quite a bit of Mr. Mark Setter on these decals because I moved them around a bunch, so the cleanup is a bit messy. We'll get through it. They have an interesting policy regarding pre-orders. Yeah, as soon as they have the next batch in, but they quoted me between July and September, which feels kind of crazy. Wow, that's the... I had a few folks tell me about like the delivery dates that the stores gave them, various stores in various countries, and your delivery kind of timeline forecast is the furthest I've heard so far. I have no idea what is the print schedule or shipping schedule for PGU NU. I would imagine it should be a fairly commonly printed kit at the moment on Bandai's side. Like, they should probably have allocate a bunch of capacity to it. But it's funny because, for example, out here in Canada, I've seen throughout this week, I've seen quite a few stores, well, quite a few stores actually have it in stock, and one of them had it in stock at a incredibly good price. So at least out here, it doesn't seem like it is selling out very quickly, just because of the price of it. I understand like some stores that have, you know, insanely high markups, they usually have stuff in stock because you only buy there unless you know, if you're desperate pretty much, or if you don't care about the money. But if you're looking for a deal, those stores usually don't have much in stock. And this week I saw Canada Computers had PGU NU at a very good price and in stock. And I was actually surprised it was in stock. Thought it would be sold out immediately. But even at a good price, it was over 500 US. So it's not a small chunk of change to throw around. Alright, the shield is now clean. I think it is clean mostly. A little bit more. The sheer number of retailers that still have in stock makes me feel like canceling my pre-order with them just to get it from somewhere that I know. Well, if you can cancel your pre-order without losing your deposit, then sure, it's totally up to you. Otherwise, I mean, you don't need to rush to get it. Obviously, it's the newest, greatest. But unless you're like doing reviews and stuff like that, there's really no reason to rush it. Just get it whenever it becomes available. It's totally up to you though. If there is an option to get it, you know, get your full pre-order refunded without any hassle, and you can get it elsewhere immediately, it may be even cheaper, why not? But it's totally your call. I had this thing with like acquisition thing. When I just started in the hobby, especially the first year, I was buying kits every day, building a backlog. Like somehow in this hobby, the FOMO is quite crazy. Like, especially when you start off. I don't know how long you've been in this hobby. I've been in this for 4 years at this stage, I think. Maybe coming up on 4. And when I started, I first was like quite overwhelmed by how many kits there are from Bandai, Kotobukiya, and that was before I got into third-party kits even. And you know, I discovered various YouTube channels, and all of them were showing how cool every kit is, like Zaku, Mecha, and I started buying kits from whatever store had them in stock at whatever price they were available. And after like 1 year, I started noticing that the kits I bought like half a year ago at a pretty high price, when they are reprinted by Bandai, are available at like half that price. And they're available like they're just on the shelves, not even scarce availability. So I was like, well, I guess I don't need to rush to buy kits. I can just buy them gradually when they become available at a good price. And the only time I and then I started my YouTube channel because I figured, hey, I really like building stuff and I want to share how I build it, and I really want to photograph my builds and film them and stuff like that. And that's when I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna pick one store, just one store, and I'm gonna buy my first party kits only there. And I'm gonna try to build like a relationship with that store. And basically I also like, hey, if I can secure a kit through a relationship or through a manufacturer to get it early for review, great. If not, it's not the end of the world. It's still fine. I'm gonna do as good of a job I can whenever I get it. And if people like it, great. Otherwise, I personally, so for the first party kits, I buy from a Canadian store called Gundam Extra. I don't have an affiliate with them or something like that. They're not doing like coupon codes at the moment, so I cannot, you know, give you any benefit. But they've been really good in terms of customer service to me and my friends who are, they don't know they are my friends, so they didn't have any incentive to be extra nice to them and stuff like that. They usually have pretty good prices, and they are pretty fair on like shipping fees, and they have loyalty program where you earn points and stuff like that. And about 2 years ago, I just made a decision for myself to only buy first party kits from there and stop chasing. Granted, because I live in Canada, we don't have P Bandai, so one thing that I keep on doing is when I want to find a bit more like obscure kit, like P Bandai release or Gundam base release, I quite often would buy it from AliExpress if I'm willing to take a risk, or I would buy it from the Hangar base. It's a Japanese seller dude who has pretty good prices, but very slow because it's a one-man operation as far as I understand. But everything else, like first party, I buy from Gundam Extra. So if you're in Canada, check them out. I guess in the US as well, they ship to the US. But I do not know what the market is looking like in the US. I would imagine there is a lot more stores in the US. And lately I've been considering maybe switching my primary kind of store for Bandai purchases to maybe Canada Computers, because it was a weird thing that they decided to get in on a market of Gundam model kits. Like it's a hardware store, Canada Computers, but last few months they've been getting a lot of Bandai model kits and different tools like God Hand, SPN, LTN, and they get them at insanely low prices. and they run deals all the time. They don't have the widest selection, but for example, during Christmas, I bought a fresh pair of SPN 120s for just 50 bucks Canadian, while any other store had them listed at best for 70 and usually upwards to 100. So that was an insane deal. And I saw Canada Computers list PGU NU this week. It was in stock and it was just 700 something Canadian, while every other store had it for like 890. So you could get it at Canada Computers during the week. With the taxes, it would be cheaper than other stores before taxes. It's crazy. But as I said, I'm just a customer at those stores. I don't have any kind of business relationship with them. The only store I do have an ongoing relationship with is Gundam, and I disclose that in every video. For sure, I just want all the kits. I used to build a lot when I was younger, but grew away from it. Now it's like I'm catching up and everything I wanted to build even when I was a teenager. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. That's what I felt like when I got into this hobby. First, I was a friend of mine who is a Warhammer nerd like myself, but while I'm a Warhammer nerd for lore, he's more of a Warhammer nerd for minifigures and the tabletops part of it. Lore as well, but not to the extent that I'm like lore hardcore. And so basically I had like big health issue. I was gonna get a surgery and I was gonna stay at home for a few months. So I was looking to kind of occupy myself with something. And I was thinking about buying a bunch of Lego sets or just doing a bunch of drawings. And he told me about, you know, Gundam model kits and showed me some pictures, and I was like, wow, how much is that? Like half $1,000 bucks, $1,000 bucks? There's no way that that's any cheaper than that, because I looked at the details on the pictures and I was absolutely floored by it. And doing only Lego before that and having been accustomed to Lego pricing, I was absolutely shocked when I went to the store near my house and they had a perfect grade Red Astray Gundam, and it was just 200 Canadian. I was like, that's it? Just 200 Canadian? So I immediately buy that and I build it as my first kit, and I'm hooked. And there is no going back. And then I realized for how long that hobby was around and how many kits there are, and I checked, I think, every single video from Mecha and Zaku in like the first few weeks, and the gear acquisition syndrome was full throttle. I was just blasting through it. It's a bit more settled now, but now I buy stuff simply because I like it, whatever I like, and sometimes I chase stuff if I know that I want to review it on a channel, and also the channel allows me to share my enjoyment of the hobby. Plus I also really like taking photos and videos, so kind of two things that I really enjoy in one. That's wild. I wonder how that is as far as they're getting supply to be able to sell it so cheap. I love this hobby. The amount of stuff I can build, what seems like an impossible value, keeps me salivating for more kits. Yeah, absolutely. I have no idea how Canada Computers get in their stock. I heard a bunch of rumors, like on, you know, message boards and stuff like that, when some like smaller stores tried to sell certain kits from Bandai at like super aggressive prices. They were actually contacted by, allegedly, it's all like, you know, gossip, whatever the hell. They were contacted by distributors and told that you cannot sell it so cheap because it's unfair to other sellers and stuff like that. I don't know how much of that is true and how much of that is like a marketing gimmick that they're trying to play on and increase prices, somewhat justified. But yeah, what I saw Canada Computers sell their kits for, Bandai kits, is like the lowest I've ever seen. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Cynical Peanut. Do you mind if I call you Peanut? Right on, man. How's it going? How's your week? How's your weekend? I'm very happy to see you on the stream, my friend. As you can see, we're finishing up PGU NU today. All the decals and all the detailing pretty much is done. What I'm doing right now is cleaning up the mark setter residue, because that thing is a bit nasty. It doesn't dry out, it leaves quite a bit of like residue on the plastic. It's harmless, but when you like film the kit, especially up close, or even when you look at it under bright lights, it's really obvious. So I always tend to clean it up as much as I can with some marks softer and water and a bunch of Q-tips. Then we're gonna assemble it, and that will be the stream for today. Oh, you're working weekends? Nice. Well, I hope that your work weekend goes really well, my friend. I can tell you I had a hell of a week at work. Not the best one I've had. Lots of work. Somehow 2026 is off to a bit of a crazy start. Everybody wants to do everything all at once. I don't know what's up with that. New Year's tend to be a bit busy, but this year seems to be extra busy. I hope it's better for you, my amigo. I've noticed in lots of videos from content creators that those manipulator hands on the PGU NU have some interesting nubs. Have yet to see anyone do a good job removing them completely. Manipulator arms, which ones do you mean? The one on the backpack? Or something else? If you mean the one on the backpack, let me see if I can focus on that. I can actually zoom in on that probably. Hold on a minute. So if you mean the one on the backpack, right? Where's the camera? Here's the camera. These ones. They are, like, the way they are positioned is no way, like, I'm gonna be able to hide them. Because at least I don't paint stuff. And Bandai has a tendency to make knob marks on darker plastic in very obvious spots. So we'll see. Sometimes I would cover things like that up with something like DSPA markers or just other detailing markers. But also I intentionally don't cover that up because I want to show it in the video for you to be aware of that. Because if I cover all of it up, then you pretty much are seeing a custom build by me, and while it's all cool, you're not getting the information you might need as a buyer to fully evaluate the kit. So what I usually tend to do is, if I do the cover up with the markers, I disclose that in the review and I kind of explain like, oh, here was a gate mark that I covered with a marker, blah 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 blah. But as of late, at least, I think last half a year, what I do is that I do still detail and like clean up, but I tend to leave the knob marks there to intentionally show you, the viewer, what to watch out for. Because obviously if you are like a pro builder who paints their kits, you don't really care about knob marks. You're going to be able to cover all of that up. But if you're like me and you do some custom work on your kits, but largely they are out of the box snap builds, I think it's important to highlight the weaker parts, especially on a kit that's nearly $1,000 Canadian. Sometimes I just go by the vibe, to be honest with you. Like if I feel like really covering everything up, I do that, and then I explain in the review part of the video what I've done to it. In this particular kit, I've done a bunch of custom work to it. I did silver lining, I did detailing, I did lining, stuff like that. A lot of this kit is undergated, which is awesome, but this kit does have some pretty nasty knob marks on darker plastic, and they are super duper obvious, and I did not cover those up, and I hope to bring attention to that on the final review video. Because to me, there is really no excuse to have bad kit placements on a kit that is that expensive. Like I can't excuse some, you know, bad placement, cost-cutting measures on a kit that's $50, $100, and you get a lot of plastic. But when it is this expensive, at least I feel like it's my responsibility as a reviewer, as a builder, to, you know, show its weaknesses and strengths. And then the company that made the LED set for PGU RX-72, Unicorn, whatever company name is, Unicorn Art, I think. They made that crazy LED set for the RX-72 where you had to like modify the entire kit to install it. I didn't do that, but they announced an LED set for PGU NU, and supposedly that LED set will replace the Bandai in-body LED set, and it comes with additional LEDs and LED effects for the funnels, like the Cosmos did for the real great High Nu Gundam. So I have that on order. I hope to get that one early. It will be Q2 26 though, so whenever that comes, I will be revisiting PGU NU Gundam, and at that point I probably will do more custom work on it to clean up the gate marks, because by that time I will have released the main review for the kit, and I'll be able to kind of go further with it. Plus it will be summer during that time, so chances are I will top coat this kit. Right now it's not an option really, but then I might, because this kit comes with pretty decent darker plastic, like especially the black plastic right here. It's really nice, like it has some texture and it looks pretty nice out of the box, but the blue plastic, deep blue, it's just plain blue and it looks pretty crappy. So it's not very good looking. The white plastic on this kit is pretty decent. It's very similar to what you get in RX-72 and Unicorn Gundams. It really does not need to be top coated to look decent. And they did a good job with the black plastic, but the blue plastic, it's just not perfect. It's not perfect. It's a bit weird because I would have thought they could do the same texture on the surface for blue as they did for black, but they didn't. Sure, there is some reason for it. Notes to the parts. Thanks, I hope you're having a relaxing weekend. I wasn't interested in the PGU NU until saw you build shorts. Hey, thanks dude, appreciate that. I know it's a ton of parts and the gating is a completely crazy engineering feast for them, but once the price goes beyond a certain bracket, I'm expecting the red carpet treatment to cost. Oh yeah, absolutely, I agree with you. And it's not only, you know Bandai can do it. You know when they raise the price, it means that they spend so much more time designing it and stuff like that. And we also see what third party are doing. Like, I mean, third party is really making Bandai step up their game, in my opinion. Because they are not the only player on the market. They are the big dog, but they clearly have competition. They have to keep up with it. We have a lag. There's a lag. You saw that LED set. Yeah, it's pretty good. I really hope that LED set for PGU NU Gundam from that company is not like their LED set for RX-78-2, but more like what Cosmos tends to do. Because I appreciate what they did with the RX-78-2, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's super niche thing. I thought about getting that one, but then I really did not want to modify my kit so much to have those tiny LEDs that kind of imitate in-part light-up effect. It's a cool thing. I saw some people build it and share their videos and pictures. I just preferred having simply head unit LED and the chest LED. That's enough for that kit, in my opinion. I really love what third parties are doing with the kit, and hearing from the mission feels on par with what they put out. Oh, yeah, for sure. In ERA especially is clearly the leading third-party company, I would say. I've just received a fan rear. It's right behind me in a box, so as soon as I'm done building this, we're jumping on the fan rear. Last in-era kit I did was, I believe, crap, I don't remember what it was. I think it was Lizard. Has it been that long though? I don't know, every in-era kit I've built is phenomenal. Like, they have really good plastic, really good manuals, really good gate placement. Their designs are still heavily based on Bandai. They are kind of derivatives of Bandai designs, not like direct rip-offs, but heavily influenced by original designs. I hope they go more into, you know, designing their own stuff. I think SNAA is doing really good work. They are pumping out kits like hotcakes. I've had experience with their 144 scale and 100 scale. They had really good plastic. The design is not everybody's cup of tea, but at least they are doing something, you know, of their own. It's a nice idea. They kind of do medieval themes with mecha takes on them, and they seem to be quite popular in the community. So I wish them all the best. I think SNAA is gonna make a good foothold in the market as well if they keep on doing what they're doing. Because they release a lot. Like, I cannot even keep up with how many kits they released over the last year alone. Probably a dozen. I know that Infinite Dimension has a 172 scale kit on the way, Skyblaze I believe it's called. I've had that on pre-order for years now. So there were some more pictures of it posted lately, so hopefully that comes out soon. That would be nice. But yeah, third party is pretty much, you know, trading blows with Bandai now. A few years ago, I remember when I started, and it was not long ago, it was just, what, 3-4 years ago, my first third-party kit was Zero Gravity Judge, because it was really popular in the community, and Mecha's video made it really popular as well, and I remember I got that. It was my first or second third-party kit, probably it was first. It was cool, but it was a painful experience. My thumbs hurt, there was a lot of fitment issues, the metal inner frame was problematic, it was a bit of a hand grenade. And while then it was almost the best third-party kit around, in the last couple of years, if you compare it to what we're getting now from in ERA, NAA, and others, it wouldn't even hold a candle to them anymore. Like, the leaps they made in the quality are insane. I also have Fenrir. Nice! Yeah, Fenrir is a big boy, so it's gonna be. I think I called Lizard Sinanju's distant cousin, because clearly it's based on a Sinanju design, but like heavily modified. So Fenrir is gonna be Barbados's distant cousin, I'm pretty sure. Alright, this is now clean. Need to clean off the silver panel liner on the leg. Hey, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Condro86. Do you mind if I call you Condro? Sorry boys, just a moment of concentration here. Because if I touch the gold part with this thinner soaked Q-tip, it will ruin the gold plating. Perfect, nice. I hope you're doing really well. We're just having a little chill stream. It's gonna be the last stream for PGU NU Gundam. It's pretty much all done. What I'm doing today is cleaning up the residue from the water decals. Because I always use plenty of Mark Setter, that thing leaves a lot of residue and it doesn't all dry out. So the goal for today is to clean that up and assemble the kit, and then I'll film the review of the stream, of course. And then we will move on to Fenrir, in ERA Fenrir. How are the fully posable hands on the PGU NU? They actually look like the weakest part of this kit when comparing them to fixed pose hands. Oh, actually, I'm done with the leg, and we can actually have a few thoughts to share on that. So, you get, I think, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of hands. Not that many really. There are 3 pairs are pre-posed fixed hands, pretty nice ones. You have like a layered silver plastic and armor plastic and stuff like that. There are a couple of fists as well, and there is 1 pair of fully articulated hands. The fully articulated hands in this scale are not too bad. They are always quite finicky. The problem I had with them, and that's purely me being a complete dumbass. So what I did is I used, give me 1 second to find that thing. I used a marker, a Gundam marker. Because the articulated hands, they always have a lot of knob marks on them, like a lot of knob marks. Crap, where is that thing? Not here. Bear with me for a second. I just need to find it. It's somewhere in my storage. Ah, there we go. So, I use this. Not these. Oh, crap, this is the wrong container. Okay. The search continues. Wait a minute. Is this the right one? Yes, so this thing. I use this. This is a Gundam marker, dark gray, whatever the hell. I didn't translate it. I had a bunch of this. When I started in the hobby, I bought like a whole lot of different types of markers for like, you know, experimentation and future tryouts. So usually, I use DSPIA markers, soft tip markers like this one for detailing, sorry. I use either metallic or non-metallic, different colors. They have a lot of them. I really like them. Then I started using markers like this, or like half a year ago, something like that. I started using AK Interactive real color markers. Also really, really, really good. These are hard tip, soft tip. They're really fine and they are perfect for highlights and really fine detailing. Then I started using markers like these. These are effectively is like paint in there, like you would have when you brush paint something, and you kind of activate it and it soaks the tip, and then you can just coat an entire part with it. Really good stuff as well. And Army Painter makes these speed paint markers, which effectively have the same tip as that marker. They have paint inside them, you can refill them, and they have the paint that Army Painter you will use to paint your minis. Really cool stuff. You don't have to buy brushes, kind of saves you space, and also very easy to use. So when I was building PGU NU earlier this week, I did the hands, and on the articulated hands, they had, can I zoom in? Probably I can. Oh, other way, hold on. So on the articulated hands, they have a lot of knob marks here. They are really obvious. Even if you file them off, you can still see them. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna grab this marker. It's a hard tip marker. And I'm gonna cover the fingers in it. You know, cover the gate marks. Sort of paint the stuff. Biggest mistake I've ever made. I didn't check what plastic type these fingers are. That marker ate through this plastic. It just completely destroyed the fingers. I was quick enough to wipe away the paint with thinner, but as you probably can see here, well, I tried to cover it up as best I could. I had to glue them back together. So I pretty much ruined one of the hands. This hand, the right hand is actually fine because I started with one hand, and then when I tried to check whether the paint is dry, the finger just disintegrated in my hands. So as I always like to say, I'm a noob, and that kind of proves it. So to cover my mistakes, I then used oh my god, my hands are getting dirty with all this stuff. I use this AK play markers just to cover it all up in black. And it looks not too bad. The problem now is that this paint is not really suitable for kind of moving it around too much. So it flakes away if you play with it too much. So if you paint, double check the paint type and the plastic type. I personally probably will never use these Gundam markers again because it's enough getting burned by them once. If I can use AK Interactive or Speed Painter, Army Painter without having to think about it, I'd rather use that. Anyhow, just a little detour. But let's go back, zoom out. The hands themselves are fine. I wish they had more options for hands. Bandai just has a tendency to include very few hands in some of their kits. I appreciate the articulated hands. I always like that. It's a marvel of engineering every time they do that. But I don't understand why we cannot have like 8 or 7 pairs of pre-articulated hands and then one set of articulated ones, like a gimmick. You know, once again, kind of goes back to the value proposition. It's a $1,000 kit as far as Canada goes. I want all the bells and whistles. My first ever party kit was also my second kit ever, Kshatriya, based on your review of the kit. Hey, thank you very much for checking out that review. Yeah, Kshatriya is phenomenal. Absolutely amazing kit. That brand as well, raising the bar on what they can do. Kshatriya is awesome. So I'm asking, what did you replace the GoPro with? The image quality is much better. Hey, yeah, no worries at all. So when I did the first couple of live streams, I really wasn't quite happy with how the quality of the video was on the live stream, and my camera that I use for filming the kits was Alpha 7 IV Sony, and Sony Canada was actually running an event where you could trade in your old camera, and they had a lot of deals and cashback. So I upgraded my main filming camera to Alpha 7 V, and I replaced my GoPro with a ZVE 10 M2 with a kit lens. It's an APS-C interchangeable lens camera. It was a pretty good deal, like really cheap compared to MSRP. I think it was used or open box or something like that. But this camera is much easier to deal with. GoPro is nice, but GoPro doesn't give you a lot of like manual control, and it sometimes focuses on something else or reframes. It was fine when I was doing just time lapses of the builds, but when you live stream, I kind of want you guys to have, well, not kind of, I want you guys to have decent experience, and one of the main points of a live stream is for you to see what exactly I'm doing, rather than a blurry mess and me rambling. I'm still gonna ramble, it's kind of my thing, but at least you can see what I ramble about. And I can zoom in and zoom out whenever I want. So yeah, it's Sony ZVE 10 Mark II. It's one of their cheapest cameras, I believe. Pretty good, I think. We'll see. So whenever I'm done with this kit, the time-lapse build for it will look a bit weird, because first like third of it or a quarter of it is filmed on GoPro, the rest of it is filmed on this, and even when it's filmed on this, the live stream is recorded like in real time, and when I'm not live streaming it records in time-lapse. So I hope it looks not too bad when I'm done with it. Oh, this is a lot of thinner here, a lot of residue. Come on. Why is that not wiping off? Or maybe it's plastic, just damage? Yeah, looks like it's just plastic rough. Okay, well. Yeah, one thing about PGU NU, like right here, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to show it on this camera, but I'll definitely show it in the review. Let's see if I can focus on that. The light reflection should show it, but there is some actually plastic like damage from the shipping, like the plastic runners rubbing against each other. Right here on the shield, you can, I don't know if you can see it on the video now, but I'll definitely show it up close in the review, because it kind of requires the light to be at a certain angle. And to be honest with you, I wasn't all too happy about that, because once again, this kit has a huge box. It's pretty well packed, and I was surprised that it has any shipping damage. And the box was not damaged at all. It's not like a deal breaker, but once again, for a kit like this, I'm gonna surface all of that. I excuse things like that for Kshatriya, and I know that actually Axis Modo listened to the feedback on Kshatriya's well, Osiris as they call it, on Osiris's packaging, and they updated their packaging in later batches. So huge kudos to them. But I didn't expect to have any shipping damage here. And there's a little bit. Okay, we're done with the shoulder. Rambling is part of the experience. Yep, that's me. Zoom in is phenomenal. Yep, even on my phone I could see the details on hands. Awesome. Yeah, I really, the camera, they had a like really good deal, and it comes with a stock lens that has a zoom feature. I don't have a remote for it, so I have to reach out and stuff like that. But it's still zooming in like optically is much better than digitally. Really appreciate going into the detail about the hands. I was already trying to plan how I was going to deal with those snap marks, and now I know what to do, seriously. Yeah, well, I'm happy to be a guinea pig. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, so I mean, if you want to, with the hands, when you're going to be working on your hands, if you have any of the DSPA soft tip markers, especially the metallic ones, you will be fine. If you don't care about making them look really, 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 really good, then good old gun primer razor is enough. So yeah, or you can just leave them as such, really. Because these hands, the hands that are pre-posed, they don't have any of those problems. Actually, they look really good because there is a layering going on between outer gray plastic and inner silver plastic. So they look very nice out of the box. All right, what do we have left? We have bazooka, to clear out the bazooka. Look at this massive thing. Freaking huge. These rockets keep falling out though. Can I just dip you there? Yeah, there we go. Water. Now it's clean. Like the easiest way to deal with the mark setter residue is just to top coat over it. That hides all of it. But since I top coat outdoors, I can only do it when the weather is good in Toronto. That's maybe May through September at best. Okay, this one is good. Alright, going to get started for the family. Thanks for letting him chat in this kid. Excited to see what's fun to get. Thank you very much for hanging out on the stream. My dude, enjoy the dinner. Bon appetit. We're almost done with this. Almost done. I kind of went a bit heavy on the decals because what I decided to do with this kit, basically I have armor only on one side of it, so I'm gonna have it two-faced like I did with the RX-78 Perfect Rate, except that this kit doesn't yet have clear armor set for it. I hope they will release it. It definitely deserves it. but for now I'm gonna have it half. I think it gives it some extra pop. And the inner frame on this kit looks phenomenal. The armor is decent, but it's quite plain. It hides a lot. It has a lot of opening hatches and gimmicks, but it doesn't show all of the inner frame. And so what I did is actually detailed and pen-aligned the inner frame on one side. And I'll probably add a few more details with the markers today. We'll see how I feel about it when I assemble it. Damn it. Don't harden that thing. Do I have a spare decal? I think I used up all of them. I'll check later. Bazooka is ready. Well, almost. Just needs a little bit more tidying up. A little bit more on Q-tip. Just on this black part, need to tidy it up a little bit more. Stern residue. Go. Okay, bazooka is ready. Now, what do I have left? The other leg has a few decals on it that need to be tidied up as well. And the other shoulder too. There's not many, but there's a couple on the silver inner frame parts. Go. Okay, that's clean. Legs are done, accessories are done. Now we just have the main body with a head and the funnels, the fun part. Alright, let's get fresh Q-tips. Let's soak the Q-tip in thinner, this Q-tip in water, and let's get on with it. So I used a couple of extra decals on the fin funnels. I had a spare sheet of decals for real grade new Gundam, and I used their fin funnel decals here to add a little bit of a extra detail on top of the PGU NU dedicated decal sheet. Not many, just a couple. And I also added silver lining details on the inner frame part of the fin funnels that sticks out through the armor. And of course, as per usual, some panel lining on the armor itself. Some silver on the thruster part. I think they look not too bad now. These fin funnels took me about a week to do. All the repetitive stuff for them. They are massive, dude. There's so many parts to go into the fin funnels. I wonder if they're gonna release the expansion set for the fin funnels. Like another 6 fin funnels. It also would be nice if some third party or Bandai made a stand for PGU NU similar to what Verka master grades have, where the stand neck has like spider legs sticking out of it that you can mount the fin funnels on. Would have to be a pretty massive stand, but I would be interested in buying something like that. I think I'm going to use a couple of action-based 7s to pose fin funnels around when I get the LED set for them. Well, a couple, probably half a dozen. And I did a lot of silver lining on the inside of the fin funnels, so the inside looks pretty detailed up and mechanical, like. That's one fin funnel done, 5 more to go. And then assembly. I think once I assemble the kit, I might also take another pass over it to see where I can stick some of the spare 3D decals on. Because that massive 3D sticker sheet that it comes with actually has quite a few spares. Quite a few. I don't think it's intended for you to use all of them, but I wonder if I can find a home for a few extra somewhere on a kit. especially on the halfway that I decided to leave without the armor. Give it a bit extra pop. Let's see. Second fin funnel done. Moving on to the third. There's a lot of residue here. That's a lot of residue. Oh, come on, wipe off. Okay, mostly off. This might need some water. Okay, this side is clear. Let's flip it over. This is gonna need some thinner. Some thick residue left. There we go. Nice. A little bit of water. Come on. Wipe off. You mark setter. Alright. Now we are clean. Squeaky clean. Okay. 3 down, 3 to go. Pretty clean. Just a little bit of wiping. Just a bit lower so you guys can see better. Hopefully it now focuses exactly on the part that I'm working on. clean. Squeaky clean. Number 4 done. Number 5. Very nice. Go up. Okay, this side is done. The other side. Let's see how much camera it needs. Doesn't seem like much. But still some.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbit Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
3, 2, 1, 0, 0. Discovery, go and throttle up.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle function.
And on to the final fin funnel. Then we just have the main torso. And the PGU NU Gundam is gonna be done. What a monumental build, let me tell you. Really great experience, very few things that annoyed me about this kit. Couple of unfortunate knob marks on like mechanical parts, but overall it's a really cool experience. Bandai definitely delivered here, especially if you don't think about the value. If you start thinking about the value, it's not the greatest, but as far as builder experience goes, it's really good. And kudos to them for including water decals and note stickers. Should be standard, in my opinion. No, it's not beginner friendly. I think they should be able to put in those stickers and water decals in a box. Last decal. Clean it all up. Very nice. Fin funnel's done. Now I need to maneuver the base towards me so I can clean up the body, because the body is attached to the stand, and that has wires running through it. So I need to be extra careful. Let's move that away. Let's move this away. Like that. There aren't too many decals on the main body, but a few that need to be cleaned up. Especially because they are on a blue plastic. So the residue is super obvious. There we go, this one is clean. I can maybe move it a little bit more so it's better visible. There we go. Okay, right here on the head. I think I might have cleaned it out during the week. It looks cleaner than it was after I applied the decals. So chances are I did some cleaning already. I forgot about it. Okay, that's good. So on the side, there's some residue here. Second pass never hurt nobody. Can always be a little bit cleaner. There we go. Let's see on the head here, all tidy. Just a little bit more. There we go. Spotless. And the final decal. Boom. And all decals are now clean. Fantastic. Alrighty, I can try to assemble it. It will be hard to show it on camera because it's clearly standing up and the camera is right above it. So we'll see what we can do here. Alright, that one is in. Let's put it back on a stand. Maybe what I could do, I could take it off the stand, lay it down flat so you guys can see what I'm assembling. And then after the live stream I'll put it back on a stand for the shoots. Bear with me. Just need to wiggle it out of there. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay, stand, get out of the way. You're taking way too much space. Put you down here. Alrighty. So here we go. Final assembly of the Perfect Grade new Gundam. Perfect Grade Unleashed. So it's gonna be a two-faced type of build. One side bare bones, another side with the armor. The middle line is mostly armor. Hopefully one day we get Bandai to release clear armor set for it. Then we'll revisit this bad boy. But for now, he's gonna look like this. This kit is gigantic, my amigo. I'm gonna grab, let me actually grab another kit for reference. I'm gonna put it next to this so you can see. I have nearby, actually I have a few kits nearby. I'm gonna grab this, and I'm gonna grab, do I have a master grade? Yes, I do. Hold on. Sorry, amigos, I'm just moving around the house looking for kits. There we go. So, this is real grade Akatsuki. I know it's not the most popular kit, but it's a decently sized real grade, and this is master grade premium Bandai Camphor Schwer, which is the same size as their usual camphor. Let's can I lay it down maybe? And this. So for size comparison of the perfect grade Unleashed, the torso alone without the waist is probably larger than Akatsuki. And with the waist it's, you know, considerably larger. It's a huge kit. It's 160, true 160 scale. Absolutely massive. And if we compare it to a master grade, likewise, it's like twice the size of a master grade, at least. Yeah, I mean, lore-wise, New Gundam is ginormous. And in 160 scale, it feels maybe even larger than 160 when you compare it to like regular 100 and 144. So, it's a big boy. It's a pretty big boy. Alrighty, backpack going on. Come on, backpack. There we go. Where's the manipulator arm? Going on as well. Oh crap. Cannot see. Well, there we go. Alright, nope. How am I supposed to attach that? I need to slide it further down. Okay. Slide it further down, and then it kind of snaps into place. Like, oh, come on, man. There we go. This thing is in. We'll cover the wires. Very nice. Next, let's put on the legs. Huge chicken legs. I saw some people breaking the leg joints. I hope I won't be one of them. I don't tend to pose my kits too much. I really would like to avoid breaking anything on this one. But I can see how the weight of the leg can easily break a plastic joint. It's definitely not the toughest of joints. Feels a bit loosey-goosey. Yeah, I think if somebody makes metal joints for PGU NU, especially for the waist, it might have some market. I'm a bit surprised they didn't make anything like super stiff POM. This feels more like ABS kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, this waist is like way too flimsy. Okay. Now let's... Dude, look how big it is. Holy crap. I think I'm gonna need to move my overhead lights when I'm gonna be filming this to have enough room for this. Arms and shoulders. Here's an arm, here's a shoulder. Let's put it on. There we go, one side is on. Let's get on to another one. That's a big boy. That's a big ass boy. Shields, accessories, and other stuff. This is a shield mount. Let's put on the sliding out thingy here. Let's turn this arm around. Oh, why is that disconnected? What the hell? You silly goose, why are you out of your socket? Let's put it back on. There we go. Okay, here it is in its place. Then another one goes on the backpack, right here, like that. Oh. Then we have the back side of it. Let's put on the arms now, and then I'm gonna put it on the base, probably.
Right of the Earth Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower. Discovery's core computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Clear parts for this kit would be absolutely amazing. With the inner frame level of detail. I mean, the clear parts look amazing on the RX-72 Perfect Grade, which has really cool inner frame, and this one has an even cooler inner frame. So if they, or when they make clear parts for this bed unit, it would sell out very well. As long as they don't make it cost $5,000 or something like that. That would be insane, though I wouldn't put it past them. Make it reasonably priced. It's just the armor. Don't make it cost $1.5 legs. Don't make us sell us another kidney. Wow, the waist is really flimsy. Yeah, it's like it has way too much movement in it without on its own weight, like. Just I'm gonna have to play around with it. My initial impressions is the waist is a bit loose. It's the first time I put even legs on it. Okay, so we put you right here like this. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to stand up with the fin funnel attached. I think it might require an action-based support to do that. You know what, let's put it on the action base. And let's put on the fin funnels. Oh, that's not gonna be easy. Let's see if we can open that up. Slide the wire through. Oh man. I really need to make that port larger for the wire quick connect. There we go. Oh, crap. All right. Yeah, the waist joint is kind of flimsy on this guy. Even without the fin funnel weight, it's like all over the place. Seems to struggle to keep it upright. The legs move around sideways quite a bit. I'm not sure how easy it is to pose this kit around without the action-based support. Just seems like it needs extra. Alright. Fin funnels. I'm not entirely sure how to attach them. I'm gonna have to look up in the manual. Bazooka. There's gotta be an attachment point for a bazooka somewhere. Let's move this away. Move this in place. Let's see. Final assembly. Fin funnels. Need to snap them together. I can do that. But before we do that, I'm not sure how maneuverable this is going to be with the fin funnels on. This is what it looks like assembled, main body. I'm gonna tilt it down so you guys can see it very well. You can see I modified the LEDs a little bit. I just kind of moved them around a notch so there's less light overspill. And you can see the eyes, the chest is lit up. I think I'm gonna remove the vernier cover on this side, so it's truly like side of it is covered with armor, the other side isn't. But yeah, it's a ginormous kit. The first impressions, like having the entire body assembled, is it seems to be that the waist joint is actually a little bit flimsy for the weight of the legs. I'm gonna have to see how other reviewers and builders, what feedback they had on the waist joint. But it seems like it's much easier to pose this thing around with the action base in place as a support. It doesn't seem to be very sturdy on its own. There we go. Alrighty. So, fin funnels. They need to be snapped together, 1 through 6. They include a pretty cool tool to open up the fin funnel parts. Oh, this one. Even though any kind of parts opener or plastic spudger will do just fine as well. Let's close it up. This is fin funnel 1. It's pretty stiff joints on the fin funnels. Oh, come on, man. There we go. This is 2. 3. I should have opened them up when I was cleaning them up. And 6. Even though, where would number 6 snap onto? Alright, so in terms of snapping them together, I think they need to be opened up. So open up. Let's slide it on like that and close it up and snap it in place. Alright, that's a pretty sturdy mechanism. Yeah, it's really sturdy. Nice. Now let's add another one. Dude, altogether, these 6 fin funnels gotta weigh nearly a kilo. Like, even with 4 funnels already, it feels hefty in hand. Maybe not quite a kilo, but it feels like a kilo, all 6 of them together. It's a lot of plastic. There's zero chance this kit can stand with the fin funnels attached to the back without the action-based support. It struggles to do so on its own. Although I might be proven wrong. Let's see, so this part might need to be flipped out first, then slid into place, and then closed up. Like that. Let's close this up. Let's close this up. And let's close this up. And close this up. Wow, that's... yeah, it feels like maybe not quite a kilo, maybe half a kilo, something like that. Hefty. Feels very hefty. What they want me to do now? Okay, there is a plastic attachment like this. This goes on the back. There. Like that. Yeah, thanks, dude. It does look sick. I'm not sure how much of it shows up on a camera. It's a bit difficult to show all of it in one shot at the moment, because it's obviously upside down shot. But let's see. So they want to have 3 of those. Okay, these things are a bit unwieldy. goodness. My goodness. You can kind of stagger them. Well, I didn't stagger them now. I'm just gonna have them even Steven for now. Or maybe I can stagger them now. Let's see. I'm gonna have to detach them here. Let's open this up. I need a tool. Just get a little toolsy tool. Come on. Open it up. You can open up. And you can open up as well. Yeah, I should have staggered them. I can stagger them now. Do I need a bigger workbench for a kit like this? Golly. Okay, let's open all of these up. Let's see, we can stagger it there, but maybe this part can be moved up. And this one closes up. Like that. Good, good. Now we can have two funnels like that. Another funnel goes up. And the last one goes up as well. Nice. I think that would look decent. Okay, they're staggered now. They also fold neatly. To attach them to the back, I need this slot. I think I staggered them in the wrong order. Yeah. Definitely. So the goal is to put it on this slider here. Like that. Ooh, hold on. Hold on a minute. Okay, so they need to be folded in another. All right. All right. A quick redo. They need to be folded in another direction. Should have checked. I should have checked. Durability test. Why not? Okay, so we're gonna start with one nearest to the kit. gonna be the lowest one as well. Let's make sure it has enough room to clear. Doesn't want to slide in. Come on. There we go. It's kind of a tight fit in there. Let's see. Let's turn this around. There we go. Okay, so the goal is for the outer fin funnel to use this as a support. So I can pretty much move a few of them higher. How much higher though? So this wants to be 1, 2. It's only one step higher than that. Okay. Well, that sort of makes sense. So the first two are gonna be same level, then another two are gonna be same level, and the second one of those is gonna use the extra support. That. This one gets the those are gonna step up, so we don't need the bottom one. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, this steps up already. Crap. This one steps up a notch. Put it here. The next one is going to use all 3. Let's close this up. Let's close this up. Let's put a plastic foot in it. And like that. Okay, so its neighbor is going to use the extra support. So it needs to be folded. Let's put the support on it. The next one is going to do a step up. Yeah, all of the next ones are going to do a step up. Which means we're only going to use the top pegs. Come on, detach. There we go. Like that. I need the outer one open. I'm a silly goose. I forgot that they need to be open to slide on. Crap. There we go. Yeah, I didn't expect these things to be so finicky to put on. Definitely some work involved. And oh, there we go. Kind of perfect fit there. This thing needs to close up. These guys are gonna step up both. This is 5, this is 5. Okay. Very nice. And the last one. Almost there. Let's have it step up too for extra height. Damn! That's a lot of kit. That is a lot of kit. Let's close out those hatches. Well, even on the action base, with the fin funnels attached, it leans a little bit to the right, even with the extra support. That is interesting. Alrighty. I think that is pretty much it. I'm gonna attach the shield and the rest, but I mean those are accessories, they can be attached whenever, wherever. Basically, what we have is, of course, first and foremost, the kit itself. I'm gonna try to wiggle it towards the camera. Hopefully I don't break anything. Let's see. Like that. My friends, that is perfect grade enlished Gundam. Absolutely massive and gigantic new Gundam in all of its glory. It's a two-sided build. One side with a full armor and decals, another side is no armor but a detailed inner frame with some decals on the inner frame. Fin funnels are, they have decals and they have, let's see if we can focus on that, they have silver lining as well. So the fin funnels are customized a little bit. Then for the bazooka, it's largely vanilla with a bunch of decals, standard decals, and some panel lining and silver lining as well for extra mechanical detail. Then for the shield, I used it's pretty much vanilla, but once again there is silver lining on the verniers looking things. And I also used some spare decals that I have from real grade New Gundam for the extra signage. And then on the rifle, on the beam rifle, once again it has a bunch of silver plating for that mechanical detail throughout the entire build. Some decals, standard ones, nothing custom here, and panel lining. As for the arms, all of the arms are done two-sided as well. So some arms have the armor, some only have the knuckles. And those that don't have armor on them have detailed panel lines on the inner frame. There is a whole lot of spare 3D parts, that the 3D stickers that this kit comes with, especially the tiny dots and stuff like that. I will see if I can stick them in different places on the maybe bare side of the kit, just to give it extra pop. We'll see. So yeah, quite a few extras. Then there is also special stickers for the cover-up, like a lower accurate cover-up of the cameras and stuff like that. There are no spare metal etching parts, which is good. And in terms of decals, I think, where are... Oh, there we go. There's very few spare decals. I have a bit extra because I didn't assemble the other side, but I used more decals on the side that I assembled. So yeah. That is going to be it for this live stream, my friends. I will aim to release the review, I hope tomorrow, but realistically I'm gonna be shooting this tonight. So probably it will be Monday or Tuesday. Rather than rushing that, I'll try to make sure I do a really good job covering everything I want to cover with this bad boy. So yeah, I will see you in the next review. I will also see you on the next live stream next Saturday, as always at 5 p.m. EST. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Also, once again, thank you very much for hitting 5,000 subs on the channel. I'm absolutely beyond excited for hitting 5,000 subs. I mean, I didn't expect to hit 1,000 ever, and now we're at 5,000, and we have live streams, and we have hangouts, and it's all really cool, and I really appreciate all of it. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Have a great rest of the weekend. Bye bye.